I am a esthetician, and today I want to talk about the wax situation because I feel that as an esthetician, I completely understand why the provider did not want to do her waxing. And I guess the story is because the lady went to the gym and then she came back and felt that it was okay to get waxed, but the wax specialist said no. How it smells down there, it smells like you have some type of infection going on. And so let's play the video first, and then I will let you guys know my thoughts on it. Okay, I have it on my phone, so I will get it close to the mic so you guys can hear it as well.
Ma'am, I feel like you're putting me in a position where I have to continuously tell you that that's an issue that you have. This is beyond going to the gym. No, I just came from the gym. I'm trying to get my wax. I have vacation. My flight leaves tonight. My flight leaves tonight, and I need my wax done. And now you're telling me that you can't do my wax because of a funky issue. It's crazy because I've gone to other places. I've gone to European Wax Center, and they don't have an issue. The phone's going off. This is so unprofessional. I do apologize. This is so unprofessional. However, that is beyond. I'm not sure. I don't know what. Maybe European Wax Center is a little bit more equipped than we are. However, I don't feel comfortable. I'm actually a CNA as well, and that is not just an odor. That's actually an infection. Excuse me? That's an infection. I don't have an infection. I don't feel comfortable touching you in that area. I told you I just went to the gym. I just went to the gym. Man, that's not the gym. That's not the gym, ma'am. I go to the gym. That's not the gym. That's not the gym. You don't go to the gym. It's a very uncomfortable conversation for me. I'm not your primary. You don't go to the gym. I can tell by your body type. Excuse me. How can I accept insults from you? Because I'm not insulting you. You haven't seen it. Excuse me. So you are embarrassed now. So you wouldn't know what an odor from the gym smells like if you don't go to the gym. You are so. I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. We cannot provide a service for you. It's too late for me to book last minute anywhere else. Everybody else is booked. Yeah. I got this off a group. You need to go to the doctors. This has nothing to do. I don't even know why. You should not get on that flight. This is crazy. This is embarrassing. I hope you're not going to this place is embarrassing. You got this bum Easter grass. Look at this place. Stop. Look at this place. Look at this place. Look at this place. I'm going to show you. Don't touch me. Don't you. Why are you putting this stuff away? Ma'am, I feel like you're putting me in a position where I have to continuously tell you that that's an issue.
Okay, so that was the whole story of it. So a few things. When you go and get waxed, even if you don't go to the gym, you know how sweat smells like. And I used to work for European waxing. They teach us, like, if somebody smells like they have a yeast infection, and or something doesn't seem normal down there, do not wax. If you have hesitations, do not wax. So we are allowed to say no, we cannot do it. Now it sounds like this lady went to a waxing place that was probably like a suite, like more of a private, less of a like one of those bigger ones, right? Like Waxing the City, European Waxing. But even at European Waxing and all those places, they tell you if you do not feel comfortable waxing that person, do not do it. If you have any questions about their hygiene, don't do it. It's better to be safe, because let's say if she has an infection and you wax this person, it's like an open wound, because sometimes there's pinpoint bleeding. Now that can get infected. So it's a risk as well. Also, like, we can't say no if we don't want to wax you. Like, if we don't want to do a facial on a person because they're being rude, or like they're just being rude, or we we feel like it's not the right, like it's not right to do a facial on them. Like, let's say if they have a lot of postural acne and they need to go and see a dermatologist first, then we can't do it, right? It's the same thing down there. And it's crazy to me that this lady kept saying, well, you need to wax me, or it's a shame that, you can't do it. And it's like, no, she can't say no. She can't say no, especially if you have an order down there. And you shouldn't want somebody to wax you if they don't feel like waxing you, right? If they don't feel like touching your personal part, it's okay. Just walk away, go somewhere else. Why beg them? Why record them? Why make them sound bad? Why bash them, right? If they don't want to wax you, it's okay. Go somewhere else. Wait for the next day. But if somebody said no, and it seems like they don't want to wax me, I literally wouldn't want them to touch my body, especially, a private area. And so this lady, it's really insane how she's just not being very thoughtful of the person that is providing the service. If she cannot handle the smell, let's say it was just like a yeast infection, or if it was just like a smell that the person cannot tolerate, she doesn't have to wax you, especially if it's a Brazilian wax. She does not have to do it. She can say no. So it's crazy because when I used to do waxing at the European waxing, it was interesting because sometimes I got people that were clean, and then some people were not very clean. And it's such a shame when people go to work out and then they come in to get a wax. It's very nasty, very disrespectful, because like you're going to be all sweaty and to be waxed down there. Anyways, we had to pat it dry. It has to be dry so the wax can stick to the hair. And so to me, it's like if you're going to be getting waxed, be respectful to the esthetician. You have to be respectful. We see so many people throughout the day, and for a person to just be like, oh, I'll just go and do it after the gym, it's such a disrespect, because like, why wouldn't you want to present yourself the cleanest, the just clean to your esthetician? Not even like, it's like an etiquette to me. It's an etiquette that, I get massage a lot. It's an etiquette to go pre-showered, pre-exfoliated, to get a massage. I don't have to do it. I know they don't mind. I know they don't care. But I am in the industry, so I understand. And it's like an etiquette to do it. Like anywhere, you don't want to take your body anywhere dirty, anyways, except to the gym and home, right? It's like, why would you go to the gym and also insult the lady? Oh, because you're, technically she was saying because you're big, doesn't seem like you've been at the gym. A lot of people go to the gym and they're not losing weight. They can just go and do cardio. They don't go for like losing weight. A lot of people take a long time to lose weight too. So for her to say like, hey, um, you haven't been in the gym, it's crazy.
Tell me y'all saw that video of like trying to embarrass her waxer. We're not going to give her a wax because she claimed.
Okay, so let's see this other part. This one right here is like somebody reacting to it. Um, I believe these are wax therapists. Let's see what they say.
Of the waxer who sued her client because she had a really strong bad odor. I want to know your input. Whether if you're in the beauty industry, you're a waxer, esthetician, cosmetologist, a client, I really want to know. What is your opinion on this? And if you haven't heard this yet, look it up because I'm going to give you my input on this. So first of all, I'm going to start by saying that if you're a cosmetologist, esthetician, anyone in the beauty industry, we cannot diagnose a client. We cannot recommend something on clients or say like, yeah, I think you have this. Like, no, we cannot do that. That's out of our scope. That would be a doctor, definitely not an esthetician, waxer, anyone in the beauty industry. But
She was a CNA, so she could have done it.
we do get close to clients, and some clients are friends, and also any client in general. There has been times where, like, if we see something out of the normal, we can suggest, in other words, suggest a client to go get checked. By saying like, oh, listen, I just think this is something that's not normal. I would recommend you go check it out. I'd rather you be safe than sorry, or something like that. Okay. So as a waxer, because I am an esthetician, salon owner, but I specialize in Brazilian waxing. This is what I do. So I wax a lot of hoo-has in a month. So this is me, my opinion as a full-time waxer. So as a waxer, I would say like odor is normal. You're expecting your client to come in with normal vaginal odor, whether they're coming from the gym, whether a client is coming from their house, from work, from wherever. You're expecting, to have a normal odor down there. That being said, for me personally, I've been a waxer for 5 years. And I have never, ever been put in that situation where I have to refuse a client because of their odor being so strong that I cannot service them. I've had clients come from the gym. I have clients with their periods. I have clients who have given birth and I've waxed them for years and their odor has changed because of a hormonal change, and that happens. I've had clients with all different things, and I've never personally experienced something like that. So, knock on wood, thank God, because that is an uncomfortable conversation to have. Like, I can't even imagine that conversation. That is that bad. So, going back to this video, I feel that the tech was really professional. This is already so extremely uncomfortable for us as a waxer. Like I said, I can't even imagine talking to your client about this. Like there's times where I've suggested a client go to a doctor for something, but saying that the client smells so bad that you can't service her, that's already an uncomfortable conversation to have with your client as a waxer. So I give props to this waxer for being so professional. Like she said, she mentioned that she is a CNA. So she, told the client like she knows what she's talking about. Whereas a esthetician, we can't say like you have an STD. Let's say you have this. No, we can suggest go get checked. But she said she's a CNA. She went more into detail with this client, and the client was not having it. Also, in the beginning, the waxer said, I'm continuously telling you that there's an issue. Probably meaning that in the beginning of the service, she even more nicely told this client why she couldn't continue the service, and what she suggested or whatnot. You know what I mean? Where in the video that the client decided to record, she probably was tired of keep repeating herself, which also, I don't get why this client would record this trying to like bash the waxer. And it just went back to her. Like, the waxer was completely nice to her and explaining to her what she thought, and she could not service her. Like, we are 100% entitled to not service someone if it's that bad, or if for any reason, like if someone's rude to us, we can say, as a business owner, we can say, whatever, you're being rude, I cannot wax you for this reason, or I don't want to service you because of this. So yeah, I could not understand why this lady decided to record this instead of it being a
Yeah, we're not obligated to do services just because we are working in a place, right? A lot of the times, like, customers, they think they can say and do things and that we are just required to service them, and it's not like that. It's not like the restaurants industry that we have to service them. If they're being destructive and rude and just misbehaving, acting bratty, we don't have to service them at all. And like this lady said, like if an esthetician, a wax especially, tells you that you need to go and get checked, just go ahead and do that. Don't give them a hard time when you already know that you're supposed to be doing that.
every conversation like the waxer wasn't intending it to be. And she put herself out there on social media. Like, why would you put this out there? I just can't understand that. Also, she said that she's been going to European Wax Center. Let me tell you something. European Wax Center and going to independent waxer is not the same at all. We care more about our clients independently because we are a small business where we cater to each client. Meaning, the girls in European Wax Center are trained to, service the client fast. And that's it. They don't get to be
True.
so personable with their clients.
Right.
Nothing, like, I don't have anything bad to say about the girls who work at European. It's more of the European Wax Center's system. It's a fast in and out type, service for them. Where for us, we take time to get to know our clients. So if something is wrong, we feel like we have to tell our clients, suggest what we think, because it's more of a personal experience. Our clients are like
Right.
our babies.
The clients they matter more whenever you go into like a suite versus if you're going to a hand and stone, European waxing, and all these other waxing places, because they're working based on gratuity. So it's different. When you're on a suite, most of the money goes to you as a person. But when you're at all of these places, you just have to like deal with it and do it fast, or if you do care, like. But for this lady, I think even if she would have gone to European waxing, they would have told her like, we can't do it. As an esthetician, you're supposed to tell her you can't do it if that was the situation, if that was happening like that.
Why are you putting the stuff away? You could see in the video of the girl who went to have a Brazilian and she smelled so bad that the esthetician told her she could not complete the service and she had to leave. There is more to this story. I'm an esthetician. I've been one for 6 years. If you watch the video, you'll notice that the girl gets very aggressive with her when she tells her she has to stop the service. Do you know how much balls it takes to tell someone, I can't do this, you smell bad? I can guarantee you that there were things that happened before this video, and this was like the final straw for that esthetician. Any of my clients, if I were to tell them that, they would be so deathly embarrassed that they would be like, oh my gosh, I am so sorry. I imagine myself in that position, what I would do, and I would profusely apologize and walk out of there so embarrassed and probably never come back. But I would never try to argue with the person that I don't smell and that they need to finish my service. No way. And no way. Client's reaction tells me a lot about her. You guys seen the video of the girl who went to have a Brazilian and she smelled so bad that the esthetician told her she could.
It's just so bad whenever like clients feel so entitled for like an esthetician or for a service provider to do a service for them. Like, why? If they're telling you they can't do it because there's reasons why not to. In this case, down there it wasn't smelling all like normal at all. Why are you making somebody do it? Like, it's just so insane. And then she recorded as if she was doing something good.
In on this viral video of the waxer banning a client midway through a Brazilian due to this aroma that was coming off of the client.
Okay, it's not aroma, because aroma, it smells good. It's stinky. It's the right smell. Is the right word. Aroma is when something smells good.
Bring the service. I'm gonna weigh it. This is what I do for a living. This is one of my favorite services that I offer. And I love waxing, so I want to tell you about it. This is definitely something that can happen. However, not only as professionals who do this every friggin' day, we're in between people's legs, in between people's cheeks, like up close and personal, like our faces are in that area. Okay. We tend to, not only are we trained, educated, but you get a feel for certain smells. Like there are smells that are normal that some women would even consider funky, but it's a normal smell. completely normal, even during a period, even if it's Afayette, whatever, the metallic, all of it is fucking normal. But there are some smells that you can instantly identify, okay, bitch, there's something going on here. Something fuck.
Yeah, she has some type of music or audio in the background, so I'm not gonna keep playing hers. She's talking forever and she has music in the background. She should stop that. But yeah, we can tell certain smells as an esthetician. We know, okay, this doesn't seem right because we've seen so many skins. I used to wax for European waxing for a while, and then I stopped. I didn't really like waxing. To me, I feel like people could have done better to bring themselves cleaner to get waxed, and they kept going to the gym, coming and getting waxed. Like, to me, it was just such a disrespect because it was sweating, it was smelly, and on top of that, like, on their in their area, it already has their own smell. So it was just crazy. So I couldn't do it. It was too much for me.
Y'all gotta be mad at me because I could refuse a client because of her smell. I could never do that. I think that first, you never know what people are going through. You never know how.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and stop this one. So, like the previous lady said, certain orders are normal, but certain other orders are not normal. The ones that are not normal, and you know they're not normal, you have to tell them that they need to go and see a doctor. That's what you recommend. However, you do not have to wax them, because if you do and they have an infection and you wax them and they have pinpoint bleeding, they can get an infection as well. So it's just messy all the way around. That's what I'm trying to say. I was gonna play other ones here, but I think I'm gonna
Brazilian because of the odor.
let's talk this
I
one.
personally think the
Let's
odor
watch this one.
is a skit. I don't think it's real. But let's discuss the fact of being denied a Brazilian because of maybe issues seen down there. First thing I want to say is something that people like to throw in estheticians' faces all the time. Y'all love saying we're not doctors and dermatologists. You're right, we're not doctors. So when it comes to infections, when it comes to even questioning infections, so legally, and we are also taught this in school, if you even question a lesion, you question a rash, you question if something is an infection, you question if something smells off, you can stop the service and you can be like, a wax is not your most important priority right now. I recommend that you go to the doctor. That is what we're taught. And please remember, especially like well-seasoned Brazilian waxers, they see a million vaginas in a year. And I know on my page it's important to point out the negatives in the esthetician community, but honestly, a lot more times than not, Brazilian waxers are very good at their jobs. They're very responsible. And if they tell you that I think there's an issue going on here, I cannot perform this service on you, it's serious. I think people downplay how much of the body we see as estheticians.
Oh, sorry.
When smells are natural, we know when smells are off. And to keep it very real, even just as regular humans and beyond estheticians, doctors, whatever, you know the smell of after you come from the gym. Is it the best smell? No, but it's not terrible and it's not alarming. If a smell is that alarming, if a smell gets to a point, especially with someone who does Brazilians, who sees these body parts every single day, and they tell you, you need to go to the doctor before you see me, that's not a joke. It's not the fact that they don't like you. It's not the fact that they don't want to perform the service. Because trust me, they see and deal with a lot. Take it as Bible, honestly. And this is super important to talk about. It might be lewd, but it's our bodies and how to take care of it. Please remember, STDs can be dormant, meaning that it might be transferred to you and it doesn't show up until weeks later, months later, years later. This is why estheticians do not play around with that stuff. Even if it's one singular sign out of 20 signs that you need to look for, this is why people don't play with that stuff, because it can affect me. And obviously, it's super, super concerning. And I care about my clients. I imagine other service providers care about their clients. It's concerning about your health. I mean, even with certain facials that I do, if I see signs of certain dermatitises, certain types of skin cancers, I will literally stop.
That's why you go to an esthetician to get a facial but also we're keeping like we're monitoring your skin as well. We're looking at your skin and assessing your skin every time you come in. So you're not just getting a facial, but you're getting like not free because you're paying it, but we also are taking a look at your skin every time. I had a lady, she came in, got a facial, and she had a bump right here, and I was like, you need to go to the dermatologist. I recommend for you to go and do that like in the next month or as soon as you can, just to check this out, because it looks like a pimple, but I don't know what it is. We're not allowed to say or mention anything. So that's what I told her. Well, she went. When she came back, she said, thank you so much. What I had, it was melanoma. So it's like a type of skin cancer. So they did the surgery and all that on her nose. She's good now. But the thing is, like, if you let melanoma go a little bit longer, it can go into the bone. It can go like more into like your skin. It's terrible. It's a terminal cancer. So if not caught early. So that's the stuff. So with this lady right here, not very smart lady. She's saying, I will do somebody no matter. Listen what she says.
Be better me because I could never refuse because of her smell. I could never do that. I think
Everything that she says after that, it does not matter. Because you have to refuse a client if their smell is not what it's supposed to be. Whenever everything is healthy, it does smell different. When you go to the gym, it does smell different. Like this, people are explaining. We know when it smells and it's not normal at all. So if this thing wasn't a skit, you just have to go to and get checked. And for everybody else, they just have to be respectful with the estheticians. We're here to serve, and we're here to take care of the people, but also we want to be respected as well. And if we don't want to do a job, we should be able not to have to you know be bashed for not doing it, if that makes sense.